The only three things you need to understand these holidays to get your grades from D's and C's to A's and A stars is 1, that you only should do high ROI tasks, 2, that you need to go over your mistakes, and 3, you need to learn how to block time throughout your day. So the first thing to understand is your high ROI tasks are like actually learning. So there's 2 types of people that get this extremely wrong. The first person is the one that just makes a bunch of resources. So you could spend all day making flashcards, making mind maps, making notes, and unless you're doing them directly from memory, it's completely useless because you might as well just get ChatGPT to do it. Like if I need notes on something, which I usually don't, but if I need notes on something for like computer science, I'll just ask ChatGPT to do it. I'll pass it the mark scheme so that it knows what knowledge to give me and what knowledge I don't care about. But it doesn't really matter because notes are just there to impress your teacher and to feel like you've done something. Or there's also people that just do a bunch of exam questions, and that's great. It's a lot better than just making notes. But then the problem you have there is if you're just doing exam questions but you're not looking at your mistakes, it's like if you're a runner and you just keep running up and down, up and down, up and down, but you don't look at how can you optimize your running. Or maybe I can wear different shoes, or maybe I can use a different like technique, or I can make my legs a bit wider, or a bit like I can hold them a bit closer. Stuff like this, where you're optimizing for exams, is so much more important than just, I'm going to do 30 minutes of exam questions. If you sit down in proper exam conditions for 2.5 hours or 1.5 hours or however long your exam is, you time yourself, you don't allow yourself to do anything else, you lock your door or you turn on all your lights just like it is in the exam hall, and you actually do a full paper, but then you also, like when you get a test back, you look at all the stuff you get wrong. If you make that the only way you study, I guarantee you will get way higher marks than people trying all of these advanced study techniques. When you get a test back from school, the first thing they do is they go over your mistakes. They're like, okay, you got question 5 wrong and you got question 7 wrong. What do you do then? You then do all the questions that relate to question 5 and question 7. So if the topic is like integration, you'll do all the integration questions. Do the same thing with your papers. Mark them as soon as you do them, and then redo the questions or do questions on the same topic from the topics you got wrong in the exam paper. The second thing is to learn how to block time. So what I do in the holidays, so I can actually enjoy myself and not become one of those sweaty kids that just sits in their room all day for like 12 hours a day and just says they're studying. I don't know what they're doing, if they're studying or not, but clearly it doesn't work because their grades aren't great. Is you sit down for like 3 or 4 hours, you tell yourself, okay, it's 5:30 a.m. I'm not going to get up until 10 a.m. Good, 4.5 hours. You do a paper, you wait 5-10 minutes while you're marking it. You can chill out while you're marking. You can sit back. You don't have to think too much. You can do another paper, you can sit back, and then you do the exam question mistakes that I said earlier. If you do that for all of your subjects, you're going to get way better grades because you're refining all of your problems. Because you're not dumb. If you're like lacking knowledge, just pay attention in lesson. It's not the case where if you're watching this, you're someone who's failing completely because they don't understand. If you don't understand something, getting good at exam questions doesn't even make sense because you don't understand the fundamentals. Once you have that fundamental understanding, that's when you can start refining your mistakes. And please do not fall into the trap of, obsessing over stupid study techniques. I have seen some absolutely horrendous study techniques people do. Like, they will say, unless I study in a library where it's exactly 50 decibels and then I have books all around me and I'm going to feel like super studying. You need to have one little corner in your room, like a desk. Get yourself something which you always use when you study. So it could be a mug, it could be a lamp, it could be some headphones that you only ever use while you're studying. When it comes to that study session, you put this thing on, you put it on your desk, whatever it is, you clear everything else away, pen and paper or your iPad. Put your iPad on airplane mode so you don't like go on YouTube, and just do work. Just do the questions. Give yourself no other choice. When it comes to 10:30, when it comes to 10 o'clock, whatever time you want to finish, close everything, forget about studying for the rest of the day, and genuinely go and enjoy your life. It's the holidays. And you will still get better grades than all those people who are spending way more time doing way less effective revision. That's literally all you need to know. I promise you, this will maximize your grades in the minimum amount of time.